I'm Dixon Karanja, and this afternoon I'll be looking at this topic on adapting to maximize technology for e-learning. New words that are widely being used today are e-learning, online learning, virtual learning, and remote learning. And this is teaching students from home. We need to make sure that learning is taking place under the hashtag learning never stops. So as an educator, use what can work for you and no one size fit all application. Don't use an application that you are not familiar with. What is e-learning? It is learning utilizing electronic technologies to assess educational curriculum outside of a traditional classroom. Use your understanding of teaching and learning to facilitate e-learning. Outline the process of setting virtual classroom and find out about some software or virtual learning. And I'm going to quote Jennifer Fleming that teaching in the internet age means we must teach tomorrow's skills today. And start with the end in the mind. And the end is what you are supposed to achieve as outlined in the curriculum. And therefore, as an educator, you must go back to the curriculum and study how to get there. Also think project-based learning and remember to incorporate lifelong skills during the virtual lesson. And these are the lifelong skills, that is communication and collaboration, critical thinking and problem solving, imagination and creativity, citizenship, digital literacy, learning to learn, and self-efficacy. And at the center of education, never forget Bloom's taxonomy. And the focus should be on critical thinking and creativity. And from the Bloom's taxonomy, creativity is at the top. You produce new or original work. That is Bloom's taxonomy. Now, what are the components of a lesson? We have a starter, objectives, success criteria. We also have resources, teaching activities, learning activities, and of course plenary. And at this point, it is important to note that laptop is an important tool for e-learning. Before the lesson, prepare yourself well. Be familiar with e-safety policy. That is, inform the parents about your intention of teaching the students online. Policy of use of photographs and videos. Prepare your content well. That is, study what you will teach. Prepare your virtual classrooms. For example, if you are using Google Classrooms, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and etc., change the theme. You can change the theme. And then you can assign children to classes, assign classwork. And at this point, I'm going to remind you to use or to choose what will work for you. During the lesson, smile. Set the ground rules. That is, these are guidelines to stick with. For example, the student should remain muted until advised to do so, to unmute. The students should be well dressed, and also you as an educator, sit on a chair and a table. And then now you can teach. Assessment for learning. It can be done during the online lesson. There are different apps that you can use as an educator. We have Google Forms and Microsoft Forms, which gives options for quizzes, short questions, etc. Students can submit online and you can get real-time feedback. You can also use Kahoot for quizzes, Purplemash for activities and projects. Literacy Planet can be used for improving literacy levels. And at this point, also note that e-learning does not mean all learning activities done in traditional classroom setup must be carried online. Also, on assessment for learning, you can use questioning, and this is to enact evidence for learning. So questioning is used to enact evidence that learning has taken place. You can also have a peer assessment. That is, for example, two students can solve a maths problem in two different ways, and a student with a different answer can be asked to explain, and this can be used to address misconceptions. Also, we have self-assessment, and the importance of self-assessment is that the students can correct themselves. Also, we have feedback, and feedback is also very important and can be used so that the learners can avoid making the same mistakes. And there we have success criteria. Under this, learners must know what they should do in order to succeed. And as an educator, you can ask yourself, how will I know the learner has learned what he is supposed to learn? Thank you, and have a nice afternoon.